Lawyers representing Raila Odinga and Karua in the consolidated presidential petition want the Supreme Court to nullify the 2022 presidential election, arguing that the election was grossly mismanaged by the IEBC chairman. Senior counsel James Orengo argued that the chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, Wafula Chebukati, violated constitutional provisions that ought to guide the electoral process. The lawyers also accused Chebukati of usurping the powers of the commission to the detriment of the process of tallying, verification and declaration of the presidential results. Sarfin Achieng reports.
This will be my last point.
In their rejoinder, lawyers representing petitioners told the 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court that the Commission and the IEBC did not conduct the election in the manner stipulated in the Constitution.
And this Constitution requires that the elections must be transparent and they must be administered in a neutral, efficient, accurate, and accountable manner. I would have hoped that if the Electoral Commission was indeed carrying out an election that was free and fair, transparent, and accountable, they will be offering all the evidence, including what is in the servers, that this is what went on, this is the record, this is the return of the elections that were held on the 9th of August, 2022.
The lawyers described Wafula Chebukati as an imperial chairman who had formally installed himself through a Gazette notice.
Instead of having a commission of 7 commissioners, and you have seen the factionalism here, you have a triumvirate, you have a trioca that is moving together all the time with the secretary of the commission. This is not what the Constitution desired or contemplated.
With due respect, all those commissioners are appointed, well, not at the same time, but go through the same rigorous process. Does it mean all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others, which means the chairman is more equal than anybody else? These, like I've said, and I repeat again, are just flower girls and page boys. That surely cannot be the intention, could not have been the intention of people who drafted this constitution.
But now the chair is inviting you to find that his is some sort of imperial chairmanship or chairpersonship in defiance of the Constitution. We wish to invite you not to accept that invitation to amend the Constitution belatedly.
This is no longer about tallying and verification. It is about the bigger process of the involvement of commissioners and a split commission. And the only remedy available, my lords, Justice Ouko, the Chief Justice and member of the court, is a nullification.
Rebutting an argument by Kindiki Kithure, lawyer for President-elect William Ruto, that the presidential results were declared based on the doctrine of necessity, senior counsel Feroz Noroji told the court that there was no crisis that warranted the rushed declaration of presidential results.
The doctrine of necessity was not necessary at all. There was no crisis at that moment. They were, he has indicated, in great danger of their lives. But 20 minutes later, they were shaking hands with his client, and his client was shaking hands with a very able-bodied chairperson. Nobody left that hall in the imminent expectation of watching carnage and bodies lying all over the floor. No one. And it is very important to realize that we do not use these exaggerated criteria in order to come to a justification of plain wrong.
Senior counsel Noroji asked the court to disregard the doctrine of necessity, which he said can be abused to justify wrongdoing.
An important aspect of this, of bringing forward the doctrine of necessity, is that it is a very dangerous legal justification. It shows the need to bypass the constitutional justifications and arrive at a subjective, convenient, and self-serving justification.
The petitioners asked the court to also punish those responsible for bungling the election.
As defenders and protectors of this constitution, you, with respect, cannot allow what has happened at IEBC to go without some kind of action in the lines that was suggested by my learned senior, Firoz Nordji. Impunity must be punished. Impunity must be punished.
Where it is established that a state officer is subverting the Constitution and the rule of law, the court's hands are not shackled by procedural niceties. This is the beauty of this Wanjiko Constitution that we have. It's transformative, and some people say it's a very overused word, but in these circumstances it's ideal and can bite when occasion demands. The toothless bulldog is long dead and buried. Please, Madam Chief Justice and honorable judges of this court, bite and bite for the glory of this court.
The judges will deliver their judgment on Monday, 5th September 2022. Safin Acheng Oma, Citizen TV.